M4A1 and the K416, I would say honestly have a rivalry. I think this season, the K4 overall is better, especially when it comes to the way I play. The most important fights are close to medium range. When it comes to your own life, long range you can actually somewhat survive. Long story short, the K4 is just a faster M4A1. However, this weapon right here, I don't want to keep saying it over and over again, is much better at range, and it's just easy to tell straight by the stats. We have the Whisper on here, 25 meters, that's as high as we can get it. And then we don't even have an increased suppressor. It's still better. I mean, it used to be much better, it used to be 35-ish. 800 rounds per minute is pretty good, considering it only takes 5 body shots literally anywhere to kill somebody with it. So at medium range, it's very reliable. I find that's the only time that K4 is lacking at much longer ranges. It just feels like a pea shooter. But the K416 is just much more accurate in general. It's much easier to use, especially if you're holding breath. The M4 got incredible recoil nerfs, especially towards the end of the magazine, but we worked around it. Alright, so let's get into this build. It's pretty much the Razor layout at this point. This is very similar to a lot of other builds. I love the skeleton sniper stock, love the prism, and then either this muzzle right here, the advanced multi-caliber suppressor, or I'm using this fire flash hider. Having a suppressor in general is always nice. So we got maximized that range of muzzle velocity. Like I was saying, this thing got nerfed, so of course, crank these to the right. So we have 4 handling panels and 1 stability panel. Doesn't really matter where you put them. Just make sure that you have 4 of these. On the upper rail I have the stability patch. All that matters is that on the right rail, this is where you put a laser, if you are going to use the laser stance. But honestly, I wasn't really using it that much using this build. I'm happy with the ADS speed, so I didn't really need to use the stance as much. I know a lot of people don't even know about it, but if you click your zoom buttons, you can switch to it. Just make sure you leave it on, because that's when it'll be 394 milliseconds. When you have it on, it's around 350 milliseconds or faster. And the reason we have 1 stability piece is because this gets us right to the cap. Current recoil reduction when holding breath, 0.47, so that means 53% of the recoil is eliminated when you're holding breath. And then we also have the maximum movement stability and lens stability, so that makes the gun feel incredibly smooth no matter how you're using it. Also, our sway is amazing, even though we've calibrated it to be worse. So yeah, you gotta take that into account when looking at the overall control. We're eliminating 53% of this on the right, and then our firing stability is 0.83, which is pretty decent considering the 60 mag takes a lot away. So we're covering all the bases as usual. What we don't see in the stats though is firing camera stability, and that's what the Prism hand stop gives us. All I really want is these effects, so setting it to ADS speed is honestly a nice benefit, being able to get this piece basically for free. We do lose 4% of the recoil, but I think it's worth it in general. Now here is why we need this piece right here, is because we lose that in these effects. So it's a nice way to balance it out. And then slap any one of these you like on it. Got the MOE rear grip, and then we calibrate this both to the right. Need both of these. And then for the skeleton sniper stock, we have ADS movement speed and extra control. Like I said with the sway, we set it down so we're losing sway, and still it's amazing. So this is why this piece is really good. So top bar to the right, bottom bar to the left. And then you can use pretty much any sight you like. You're probably gonna have a much better time with a 1x or maybe a 2x. The recoil is just kind of getting nuts near the end of the mag on this gun. They keep nerfing it so hard. But anyways, I use this panoramic red dot sight, and here are my calibrations. I also like default. I like setting these to the left. It's pretty much just preference. Be sure to join the Discord for future and early builds, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.
Allied
Well, this is just super.